John Peck, did you want to go?
Sure, yeah, I can go. I'll have to leave in a little bit. I'm in Madison, so I couldn't join you all there. I just have some farm stuff I have to do in about a half hour. So I couldn't quite travel out there. So I'm with Family Farm Defenders, and I'm on the board, as many of you know, and love it. Well, actually, my farm is in the mini corner of the Driftless right now. I live near, and now I have a 20-acre farm near between Belleville and Brooklyn, so it's right on the edge of the Driftless. It's very Driftless where I live now. As far as stuff Family Farm Defenders is doing, well, I mean, as many of you know, we're actually a national group based in Wisconsin. We have about 500 members in Wisconsin alone, all parts of the state, a lot of people in the Driftless area. The founder of Family Farm Defenders, John Kinsman, was he was a World War II veteran, very opposed to the military, very opposed to nuclear weapons, all that. And yeah, I mean, he was telling me stories about trying to fight the Genoa reactor way back when it was proposed. As a bad idea for any co-op to be doing. So as far as things we're interested in right now, well, the Farm Bill is a big one, and I can post in the chat a link to, we produced a little zine about the Farm Bill and why people should care about the Farm Bill. I think there might be some copies that came out there with Vicky, but I can post a link in the chat too. You can find it on our website too, if people want. But it's, as many of you know, the Farm Bill is really dense. Well, I would argue it's purposely designed to be dense and hard to understand, and they really don't want average people weighing in on the debate. It's supposed to be corporate agribusiness, deciding the Farm Bill for themselves. So we're trying to change that, and unfortunately, the current situation in Congress makes it really hard to do anything progressive with the Farm Bill right now. As you probably know, the only Wisconsin person on the Ag Committee now is Van Orden. So the leader of Family Farm Defenders, Joel Greeno, is actually on his Ag Committee. He's saying it's like beating his head against the wall, talking to the other farmers from the Farm Bureau on the Van Orden Ag Committee, but he's trying his best to swing Van Orden. In terms of what we're going to have with the Farm Bill that we can actually do, we may be able to save SNAP if we're lucky. So that's a supplemental nutrition program. Used to be called food stamps. We may be able to save that. I hope so. It'd be nice if we could expand it, but I'm being cynical right now about the current prospects. We might be able to get country of origin labeling back, which would be really helpful. So people actually have the right to know where their food comes from, because a lot of Republicans support that too. Consumers should have the right to know. And then maybe some antitrust action against the food giants, since people are really mad about big tech. Maybe people will be mad about big food too, price gouging farmers and consumers. So those might be some areas to, maybe Van Orden might actually care about. We have lots of other things in the Farm Bill, which you can read our zine about all the things we'd like to see in the Farm Bill, which aren't going to be in there, sadly, or maybe it will be in there. But and some other issues we're working on, Forrest is there, so you have all the information you need about fighting factory farms and all that, water quality issues, all that's really important. We are part of a bigger national group called Keep Antibiotics Working. So one of the big concerns about use of antibiotics in livestock farming, especially factory farms, and that's leading to, well, you have some healthcare people there. I mean, the Physicians for Social Responsibility is really worried about this too, but we need to preserve our antibiotics from being destroyed by sloppy use in the livestock sector. So we're trying to work more on that. Big data, I'd really encourage people to be worried about big data moving into agriculture. So they're already controlling all this information that we're providing to them, or they're stealing from us, and they're really using it now to control farmers. So for instance, any farmer that signs up for these carbon credit programs is going to be put into a giant database that's proprietary against their will, and they will not have control over that information. It will be sold and used against them in market manipulation in Chicago. So and if you want more information on the big data stuff, we have some of our members who are tracking that, but there's some really good reports out of it from mostly people in Canada who are watching this, because that's not just a US problem, it's a global problem. Privatization of the commons, big problem. Seeds, stopping GMOs, We're working with fishing groups and indigenous groups on the oceans to try to stop privatization of the ocean. So building farmer fishing coalitions, indigenous coalitions around that, saving the ocean commons. Right to repair. I hope people think it's their right to repair everything you own because they're making it hard to repair your tractor or your washing machine or anything. So that's something to be watching. And then as far as upcoming things, I mean, we're going to be doing workshops at the Energy Fair. So I hope a lot of people in the network are able to join us at the Energy Fair. I'll be doing a workshop on climate smart versus climate dumb agriculture. And the climate smart is going to be the climate dumb in my discussion. But there's a lot better ways to save, cool the planet and feed the world than climate, quote, smart, dumb agriculture, which is being proposed. So I think I'll end there and hear from other folks. So sorry I can't be there with you all. I love being outside, but I'm stuck at the college where the internet's stable while I'm waiting for some plants to arrive here. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
I've got a couple of things to add to managing John,
Okay.
because he does so much. He's also with Madison Info Shop, which sends me everything in the Madison area, all these events that I'm able to share. Thank you, John. And the other thing that John is with the PC Foundation. He's on that board. And PC Foundation, for those of you that don't know them, they can act as a fiscal sponsor for your group if you're not incorporated as a 501c3. And this PC Foundation is a member group of WMJ, and they charge very, very rates if you want to use them to apply for a grant, or if you are getting a lot of money for a fundraiser and you're not a 501c3, people want the tax credit. Then you could go through John at the PC Foundation.
And this is anywhere in Wisconsin?
Anywhere. PC Foundation is sponsoring people in London or other places. John, do you want to speak to that? I don't know, your group.
Yeah, I mean, the PC Foundation came out of a strike at the Madison newspapers long ago. So it's a solidarity fund basically. And we get donations and the idea is to redistribute that to people. So yes, if you have a project that is deserving of funding, check out the PC Foundation. They're for the fiscal sponsor, for instance, for Wisconsin Books to Prisoners, so too, which I'm part of. So
what? Fiscal sponsor for what? For Wisconsin Books to Prisoners.
Okay.
Also, the PC Foundation, if you apply to them for money for something, we got our yard signs, war is not the answer, from a grant from the PC Foundation. So any of your groups that can ask the PC Foundation if you're doing something special, and they may have some funds for social good. They never keep the money. John doesn't get any of that.
Did you say Wisconsin Books to Prisoners?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is the letter PC.
PC, it's called Press 4 for some reason. It's the old strike for press, yeah. PC Foundation, you can find that through the website or WMJ. It's listed as one of our member groups. So you can find them that. John is part of that.
Thank you. And